Oh my, oh Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, I think we got the gimbal stabilised somewhat, and I hope my sound is working okay. It's a bit of a shitty day here in Dublin. It's still a bit raining, but the rain has eased off, so I think this is as good as it's going to get. Don't mind getting a bit wet. Oi. I can go now. Do I know where I'm going is the question. Just down this one, isn't it? Hey Catty, I'm just starting off in a slightly different place today. I had to take a bit of shelter. It's been lashing rain here, but at least it's eased off, so I'm just at the slightly different end of the org. So it means I'm about 10 minutes of a walk I have to do to Hope It Down, and I just hope I'm going the right way. I think this is the way to the org. Just look at the that's Knockland that way, Hollow that way. Yeah, I'm going the right way. Hey Style, hey Miriam. Thankfully the rain has finally eased off. Absolutely lashing rain when I got here. I took cover in the shopping centre just behind me. Hey Jojo. So I just have about 10 minutes of a walk to do to get down there. I was going to walk down closer to the org, and then I thought, no, my fast enough. I passed by a Scientologist on my way down, so I thought, you know what, I might as well go live. That way then I won't meet any of the sneaky guys. When we're at 25 to 3. They do have an event on in there today at 3:30. One of these, what do you call it? What's that United Commissions for Human Rights type of event that they're doing, where they're going to be fundraising for a couple of local charities and doing some sort of a Eastern European Christmas market type thing, where there'll be some Romanian food stalls and that kind of thing there, and then the usual bit of singing and dancing and whatnot. So we'll see how much of a turnout they have for it, and if they have the horrible green netting is back. It would be nice if a bus was a pass by now. One stop on the bus would do me lovely. Save me walking 5 minutes. Oh, it's too damn cold and raining. Yeah, it's only just stopped lashing rain here, Joe. If it wasn't for being laid low the last couple of days of the migraine and not being out last weekend because of Janelle passing, I would have given today a miss. But thankfully the rain has eased up, has stopped. And it's not windy at the moment, which is good. They had been predicting we were going to get some gusty winds, which we will see. At the moment it's turned out to be nice and mild. Oh wow, it's just stopped snowing for style. Wow. And to be, I could do with being outside in the fresh air anyway, Cathy. After being laid low indoors for 2 days, you kind of need to be out and about in the fresh air anyway, when you can. The sky is looking a bit cloudy though, but sure we shall see. I do hope I'm not breathing too heavy there on you guys. There's a Fairhouse Community. Oh, that's where the. Oh no, that's the Fairhouse Community College. So would that be one for adults and one for school kids? Or is that an offshoot of one of their universities? I have to Google that, see what's in there. Fairhouse Community College. I have my new cult hat on me today. Where's the keeping me nice and warm? Hey Haggis, how are you? It's a nice tight fit, so it should stay down around my ears. Normally these woolly hats keep dislodging themselves. I seem to have an unusual shaped noggin, but this one is staying on nicely. Well, let me show you how big it is. Where's the... And there we have a ridiculously big pom-pom. I sort of went nuts when I made the pom-pom. I thought, let's go for an outrageously big one, fuck it. Oh. Yeah, we're on the road here. Oh dear Joe, it was a bit challenging making the pom-pom. The first two pom-poms I made were very mangy looking lads. On the third one I just kept going, wrapping around the wall until my yoke was swollen. Then I said, keep wrapping around the wall again some more. Ah, thanks very much, Catty. Okay, we're not too far to go. Is this where I normally start off from? Yeah. I think the org is just around the corner. Jeez, I hope so. It's long enough of a stretch. Yeah, that is the creepy org just up ahead of us there. Let me just... So it says, going to be a cold, snowy day this year due to Nina, but I hope we're not going to break records. Yeah, I hope so. Well, we don't want the snow here style, that's for sure. Hi Yolanda, how are you? Just heading down to the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology. They do have some sort of a event on in there today. So we'll see, will there be many turning up for it. Thankfully the rain has stopped, which is good. Let me know if the picture is unclear. I might need to dry my camera lens. Oh, interesting. Look what the locals have to do. The locals haven't the proper sign to say no event parking. Because a few of the locals here have been saying to me over the past weeks that the Scientologists keep parking in their spot in their park anywhere they can, even though they have an agreement with the local county council that Scientology don't park in there. Hi Yasmin, how are you? Just heading down to the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology of a Sunday afternoon. Thankfully the rain has eased up here, which is good. I had to take... Oh, it's an ambulance. That looked like an ambulance going down in there. Interesting. So we'll see when we get down there what's going on. And there was an ambulance on one of the St. John or God lads. I do hope the sound is okay for you guys. All I know is the sound of the traffic there does be louder when the road is wet. So just around this corner now. Interesting, that girl is going in. She's a bike helmet there on her back of her backpack. Interesting. Why wouldn't she be cycling down? Very bizarre. Yeah, it looks like an ambulance, alright. No, it's not an ambulance, it's emergency coffee. Hang on there. My eye's gone funny. Oh wow, there's a lot of we're already a full car park down there. See, the green netting is back. That's where we are, lads. Coulter Scientology and Community Centre in Dublin. It's busy alright. Don't know where they're going to find room for these cars. Busy alright, lads. I could nearly do with converting the football pitch into car parking spots. Very full there. I'm glad I didn't bring my car. Holy smokes. Hey Donna, how are you? Absolutely chock-a-block. There's all the way around there. All the way around. Absolutely chock-a-block full, so it is. They do have some fancy tents out there, alright. It's a pity I can't wander in to get a proper view, but we shall see what we can do. I don't think we're going to get much of a... What are them yellow volunteer shirts have on them? It's a Scientology symbol anyway. It's absolutely chock-a-block full of cars. Like the cars all the way trying to go in. They're getting turned away there now to go elsewhere. Absolutely full, so it is. Have I zoomed all the way out again? Hang on, let me just... Absolutely full it is. Cars all the way around. Now that's it, how many cars can they actually fit in this place? Probably 200 max, if even that. Oh, we're a 2:45. So it doesn't start till 3:30. I wonder they tell people to come early to get a parking spot. Yeah, I think I see the green mesh is back up. We'll have a think where we're going to set up shop here. Doesn't bother us with the green mesh being up. Our messaging is more for passerbys and the guys in there. Just a pity though they can't see me signage. Let's ever think. There's not really much we can see through there. There's the front there. I know, Cathy, you're a little bit knackered today. My friends and I went out. Oh, you gave out your goodie bags yesterday. Tired you're doing it? Oh, fantastic. Yeah, they've decked out a little bit for Christmas, alright. Not sure if you guys can... Oops. Sorry about that, didn't mean to give you just a close-up of the eye. Well, they've made some sort of a little effort. There's also have Christmas stickers on the inside there, alright. Oh, they have a few tents and things out the back here. That must be where they're doing the Christmas fair element. Interesting, so they're doing it all outdoors then. Interesting, I would have thought they would have done the Christmas thing indoors. So we have the green stuff is back. Which I am wondering, are they allowed to have that green stuff up? I think there's captured some footage of it. I think it might be worth reporting them to. I think South Dublin County Council are the ones that govern this area. So I think it might be time for us to be sending emails to them and complaining about this horrible green netting. Hey, how's Christian? How are you? We're outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology, where they do have some sort of a Christmas event on. Like, there's no way this netting is legit. You'd have something proper to be putting up at the very least. So definitely I'll be getting on the South Dublin County Council in the morning about this and complaining about it. Now I know they don't care about the rules. And then even breaking the rules, what can that thing that I thought was an ambulance, it kind of looks like an ambulance with the yellow and amber painting on it. But it's an emergency coffee mobile unit is what that yoke was that I seen pulling in earlier. Interesting. Let me see, I'll give you guys. See, there are a few little tenty things up. There's not that many. I think all the back car park might be little tenty things, and then they're catering vans. Big shiny balloons. Hey Peter, how are you? Oh, they do love to complain about everything, but then as they view themselves that they're above the law. Now to have a think. Well, I just set up my posters in the normal location. I don't think we're going to see much. No, I don't think we're going to see much down this way. I think the trees just get thicker there. What do we see? What's that one? Off license. Is that an off license? Off license butchers and what? Off license butchers and deli counter. Okay, it's one of them. So is that a local business or a foreign business? What's this one? Oh, that'd be temporary kitchen supplies, that lad. Ah, it's a Polish. Polish fruit and veg off license. Butchers and deli counter. Which would make sense because it is an East European team in there. So they all seem to be all part of the event in the back here. Well, I'd say there'd be no handful of cars parked here, but they could belong to the Scientologists themselves or to the guys running these stalls. Hey Big Chief, how are you? We're outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology. I wonder if we could stay down this end, or do we want to be in a normal spot? Still quite a few cars going in. Still more, wow, quite a few. Not half a dozen cars I see that looks like they're queuing to go in. Well, good luck lads, you're not going to get parking. Yeah, it's not worth my while going up to them and telling them, turn around lads, you don't want to be going into the cult today. I don't fancy having a chat with the guards and explaining how I'm not doing any harassment. There are a few people out front and a few around the foyer area. It's hard to tell how many people have actually attended the event. I am seeing a lot of foreigners here lads, which would make sense when it's largely a Polish from RAINN is what the Christmas stalls in there seems to be. Look at that horrible green netting. But like, if you had nothing to fear from the likes of me, why would you need that green netting out? Surely you'd want to have on full display the event you have going on in there today. Would you not want to be encouraging people to pop by? Maybe open it to the local area. So I'd say these guys know full well the locals want nothing to do with them. We could set up here. We could set up down at the far end. Let me think about this. Donna, they take it up and down. Like, this will be, almost certainly this green mesh will be gone down again later tonight. So that's what they seem to do. They pour up when they have an event on where they don't want people looking in, and then they take down the mesh again. So that to me would suggest that maybe there might be a legal issue around this green mesh, shouldn't be here at all. But otherwise, why would you be putting it up and taking it down every night and only have it up on selective occasions? Do you know what I mean? That's me thinking. And why wouldn't you have something proper to be putting up here? Some sort of proper temporary structure you could put up if you really needed privacy. Which I'm thinking logic tells me that this is supposed to be open. Especially when they have trees planted all the way around. I'm thinking this is supposed to be open in plain view and not covered up in the horrible green mesh. So I certainly will be putting in a complaint to the Dublin City Council, or South Dublin, the South Dublin City Council. I'll have to Google find out which is the right local authority. Because definitely, if I was even doing a fraction of something wrong, these guys would be calling the guards on me. Now that said, I have zero faith in any of our county councils in doing the right thing. That's how much faith I have in any of them. They're all elected fuckers. Pardon for my language, but elected representatives these days I have absolutely zero faith in. Maybe that's just me being a bit. Now, I sort of do like this here as to set up. Because we are sort of in the middle of this stretch of road, which I think is probably a good place for me to set up my signage. Best chance of being seen by passerbys is what I'm thinking. I don't really want to be down at the far end and the entrance into the place. Like I could, but I am blindsided by that corner there. And no doubt these guys will be trying to say that I'm harassing everyone going in and out. So I think this spot is as good as any, to be perfectly honest. I just watch you down there for a second while I set up my signs. Hang on. It's just stopped raining, so I think Roger should be okay. We'll take Roger out. Hang on. Now, let's see, can I tilt my phone? Oops. Apologies, my jobby fingers in the way there. Now, Roger's hurt one of it. There you go, Roger. Roger will keep you company. Now then, what do we need? What do we need? Let's put out some of our posters. Or hang on, let's play some music. Soundbar, I did. I might start off with a Christmas tune. Yeah, I think we'll start off with a Christmas tune. Let's play this one. Or is that a bit loud? I'll turn it down a little. It's not too windy, which is good. There you go, Roger. Tilt them a little more, push them together. That'll keep the wind off them somewhat. Where is this one? This one, yeah. This is going to be up one. Let's put these up another bit. Bugger. Oh, the wind has already started blowing them on me. We'll see how we get on. might put a few of these away though. The wind is going to blow them around on me. I might just keep a handful out. Let's just put this one up here. Maybe tilting an angle like that maybe might be better. We'll see. We shall see. Bear with me there a second. That's 1 minute. See can we do the other bite. Okay, that's the boat lift. Fantastic. Roger down a little bit. Actually, I might bring this one down. We still got sound, we do. I haven't muted myself this time. Put me gloves. What do I do with my gloves? Try to put my gloves back on. Hang on, I'm just going to pop you down for 1 more second. My hands will freeze up very quick if I don't put my gloves back on. Probably should have muted before I blew my nose. Ah well, too late now, I guess. Okay, now there we go. So we have our signs all laid out. Normally I like to leave some distance between the signs. Hey SP Danny, how are you? We're outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology. And because they have a Christmas event on today, and they fear the outside world having eyes on them, they put up this horrible green mesh. What church or religion would want to block out public eyes from seeing what they're up to? Who else would need to be hiding themselves in secrecy? Because all the rest of the area is covered by trees. This is the only place that's normally visible to the public, is just here in front of the main entrance, and yet they need to cover in this horrible green mesh, which I'll be getting in touch with the South Dublin County Council tomorrow and making a complaint about this. because I'm not sure it's legal to be putting up that horrible green mesh. Like, if it was legal, they'd have something better than that to be putting up. That's for sure, wouldn't you think? I'm not sure what they have it tied down with. I don't particularly want to look too closely. I don't want them to be blaming me falsely for doing any vandalism. I'm nowhere near it. So we have Jamie Muster's book here, Child X. We have Roger out with his own protests and signs where he says, "Cult, stop their abuse, and no more kids in Scientology." The candle's still, or is it gone out? Becca's gone out. Okay, we have one candle lit, the other one has gone out. Not to worry, we'll light it again. Just keep an eye, make sure I don't accidentally walk into someone. So here we have a poster. Let me just zoom in a bit. I sort of took the summary that was in Wikipedia because I thought, you know what? That's the... Hang on, let me just pick up my poster there. I might put away some of these posters if it does get too blowy out here. Where are we? Here we were. Yeah, so we have this one we have for Lisa. Lisa Mcpherson, born 1st of February 1959 to December the 5th, 95, so she was what? 60, 30, she's only 35, 36 years, which is no length whatsoever. She was American Scientology. Hang on, I should turn off the music. Let me just turn off the music for a second there. Turn off the music. So Lisa Mcpherson, born February the 10th, 1959, died December the 5th, 1995. She was an American Scientologist who died in the care of the cult of Scientology in Coldwater, Florida, after a minor traffic accident where Mcpherson seemed unharmed. She removed her clothing in the street and paramedics transported her to a local hospital. In order to avoid psychiatric intervention, local Scientologists, bastards, convinced her to leave the hospital and seek care at the nearby cult of Scientology. At the nearby cult of Scientology Flag Services organisation. There she was held against her will for 17 days without any medical care, where her physical and mental condition rapidly deteriorated and she died. Sorry lads, I'm just unexpectedly getting a little bit emotional here thinking about it. That not one person in them 17 days helped Lisa or called for help or saying, "There's something wrong here lads, this poor lady is dying under our care." Following the report by the state medical examiner that indicated that Lisa was a victim of negligent homicide by the flag bastards, they were indicted on 2 felony charges: abuse and or neglect of a disabled adult and practicing medicine without a licence. How there's not a bunch of these, at least 20 of them fuckers in jail, is beyond me. The charges were dropped after the state's medical examiner was nobbled and got at by the cult of Scientology. Changed the cause of death from undetermined to accident on June the 13th, 2000. A civil suit brought by Mcpherson's family was settled on May 28, 2024, or 2004. So we know that the fact that cult of Scientology settled, they're guilty as fuck and they knew it. So I did my best to read that there, and I did. I wasn't expecting to get emotional reading it, but it just gets me every time. A pointless death. So many opportunities that they could have saved her. I'm just going to mute myself there for a second while I blow my nose. Okay. Hey Robin, we're outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology, where they have some sort of a Christmas fair event on. And let me just zoom back out again. And because they fear us seeing what they're doing, they put up the screen mesh so that nobody from the passing by from the public can see what they're doing, what they're up to. This is how much they fear normal people, the cult of Scientology. They fear us seeing what they're actually doing in there. Do you know what I mean? What church or religion would feel the need to be sticking up a horrific temporary green mesh anytime they have an event in there? They don't want us to see what they're up to. So we're out here raising awareness of the many abuses of Scientology, and we're honouring Lisa today. It's her 30th anniversary. She died in the care of Scientology just over 30 years ago. Now when I say died, I use that loosely. You could say just as legally she was murdered. Well, she was murdered by them by their gross neglect. Let me see. Let's play some Lisa tunes that her lovely Jojo Bananas made in Lisa's memory. What am I doing? That's the wrong one. Oh, these sausage fingers of mine. Hey Bella, how are you? We're just outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology, protesting against the many abuses. Okay, there's one candle. I'm going to see can I light the other candle. I know it probably doesn't matter, but I do think it is important that we can have the candles lit for Lisa in her memory. Because sometimes things do have meaning. Just believe in the wrong kind of faith. You see. Okay, that's lit. They're not the best candles. They're not the best, but they are supposed to be all-weather ones. They are supposed to be wind and rain-proof, that you can leave lit on her grave. Yeah, I think that, could well be haggis, or a way of, I think it's more of a way of enticing in the immigrants here. The Eastern Europeans, who maybe don't quite understand, because they deceptively call themselves a church, doesn't mean that they are. And then plus if you think about, I wonder was there any charge for them to put their stalls in there? I'd be thinking their stalls were probably free. And as they want to entice people in for the names and addresses. Let me just see, can I get out of my bag? Bloody in there for another sec. What did I do with the... maybe it's in my pocket, is it? What's in my pocket? Oh, I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. There we go. This event really gets my wick. So I don't know if you can see that there. When they call it United for Human Rights, that really does get my blood boiling. There's no human rights. These guys fucking violate human rights every second of every day. These guys are violating someone's human rights. So it's a cultural dance fusion, human rights open day. 3:30. What time are we now? 20 past 3. But the car park was already full before we got out there. We got out here. Yeah, the donations on the day will be accepted in aid of Ballycullen Food Bank and Clondalkin Helping Homeless. And you can bet your bottom dollar on it that the cult of Scientology aren't going to donate any of their own money to it. Now, I can understand local charities in the area accepting donations where they can, but it's really donations from members of the public than from the cult. Well, it's all part of the safe pointing that they do. What's it going to be? So they have live performances from Georgia, Moldova, Indonesia, India, Brazil, Congo, and apparently Ireland, plus soulful singers and much more. Yeah, so the Christmas market features ethnic foods, crafts, and traditions brought to you by Unite 8. I have to Google what that is. So it's Moldovan and Romanian communities. So you can see how they're targeting the Eastern Europeans here. They seem to be proactively targeting the minorities here that don't have English as a primary language. Because we're seeing that with the Polish, Romanians, Russians as well, with the Hindus and with the Indians at their events are primarily targeting them guys. It's all about, because you can rest assured when you go in there you have to sign up, give them your name and address, or at the very least a contact number and email. So that's a sneaky way of getting you on the mailing list. And they'd be operating under, well, if we get 1 or 2 people out today popping in to do the free courses and then getting themselves caught up in Scientology. Candles are gone out again. They most definitely are not fucking weatherproof. Because like it's not particularly windy. Like this is a normal... The amount of wind we have here will be pretty normal for Ireland. So they're definitely not all weatherproof, them candles. Is it worth me? It doesn't help, the wicks aren't fucking good either. Yeah, that wick has gone down pretty low. I don't think they put the wick in these aren't thick enough. I'm going to try light them once more, but I don't think they're going to hold first. Well, we'll just try once more. Hang on, am I zoomed in there? Am I zoomed in? No, I'm not zoomed in. I never quite know if I'm zoomed in or not. I'll try the candles once more. I wonder could I shade the candles from the... Yeah, the wind is getting a bit... If I put the candle there maybe that will give it a bit of shelter. Potentially. Let's see, can I do this one? That's gone out already. Let's try another match. What are you doing, baby Louise? Let me see. Let me see, can I use my body to shield it from the wind? Oh, aye. Okay, the first one is holding for now. Can we do this second one? Oh, these matches are breaking on me now. Oh my goodness. Nothing is straightforward. Where's the wick? hold better. Okay, I have them lit there again. Just set them in a bit there. So hopefully that will give them a bit of shade from the wind. They're lighting there. I didn't cut the top off, Joe. The wicks weren't terribly that big. They kind of skimped on the wicks a bit. It's hard enough to light the buggers. I did test out one of them at home because I wasn't terribly sure how heat resistant the plastic container on them were. I certainly didn't want to be accidentally setting a fire here and these guys calling the guards and saying, oh, that crazy lady is trying to set a fire out here. Hang on, I zoomed in there. Exactly, Kia. They violate human rights every single hour of the day. It's good to see people are slowing down to have a look at me posters. So it doesn't matter one iota. They blocked off the place there with the green mesh. My messaging is for passing members of the public. People passing by in their cars. Like, if anything, they're just making themselves look bad. Do you know what? I can't really blame people for turning up to this event when you think of it. Like, when you're in a foreign land, why wouldn't you pop up to where there's a Christmas fair event on, where there's stalls from your homeland? Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, people do need to be more cult aware in general. That's what we're really missing here, lads, isn't it? People just aren't cult aware. Oh, for sure, Kia. I'm very fire conscious, always have been. That's one of the first things my gran taught us when we were little, was to be was the dangers of fire. And if you do have a fire lit, even a candle lit, that you don't want to take your eyes off of it. If you're lighting the candle and going out of the room, you want to blow out the candles first and then relight them when you go back into the room. That's what my gran taught us, to be very cautious with fires. The candles are holding up good, so I think they're nicely sheltered there from the wind. That is good. It's hard to tell how many people are actually in there. There are a few people standing outside and a few inside in the fire area in the entrance. That's good. It's definitely worth my while coming out here, being able to see people reading me posters. I might just go through the posters there. There's someone coming out with the post. I wonder, is that someone, have they finished? Or are they off to find parking places? There are cars coming out. There is a little bit of flow of cars coming out, even the coast. Them ones at that side, are they still going in, or are they parked? They can't be parked there, surely. No, they're looking to go in. So there's still more cars hoping that they can park in there. A few leaving. Not sure it's really worth me zooming in here. Oh, it does. It's a fantastic sunrise or sunset. That's the one thing that when it has been a bit, when we have had rainy days, look at that, that is a lovely sky. Geez, that's nearly good enough to print out on photographic paper and frame on the wall. It is absolutely beautiful. There's still more cars trying to get in. But they put out a sign up there now. I wonder if the sign say car park is full. Probably does say. Yeah, right, Anna, mine is setting and yours is rising. Yeah, these time zones can indeed get confusing, but that is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But you know what? It's well worth my while being out here just to see. I can see passers by reading my signs, and I can see the traffic slowing up to have a look at the signs as well. So that in itself makes it well worth my while being out here. And thankfully, the rain has stopped. I don't think it's going to rain on me again, and it's only a small breeze out here now, which is good. My posters are stable enough. We can't really see what them stalls are about. A few people starting to come out with the org there, going over to the stalls. There's not that, compared to the Dublin or the Edinburgh Christmas markets we went to, Joe, there's not terribly that much movement in there, all the same, of people going in and around. Then it's not really a proper Christmas market though. You just have a couple of stalls in the back here. Maybe a dozen they have, maybe. Seem to be mostly food and drink stalls. I was half thinking would I venture in there today as just a normal member of the public, but I kind of thought that would be foolhardy. There's no way I'd be able to sneak in there under disguise, they'd recognise me. And I just don't think, it's just not worth the hassle by the cult that I'm saying I'm in there doing vandalism or anything else. Could do with the long phone stick, you're right. Yeah, you're right, yeah. Let me see. It's 154. So that's me. Probably about 6. Yeah, you'd need something about 7 foot though to be above the railing. Which you can get. Yeah, you'd need something on and then one that could extend the camera phone out a little bit. Yeah, certainly worth thinking about. Then do we really need to be able to? Then do we really need to see what they're doing in there though either? Like at best, what do we see in there? We see them. We see people randomly walking in and out of the main doors. Do you know what I mean? Like there's fuck all that we see anyway. I just don't know why. I just don't get it. That is one question I would dearly love to know, lads, is why. What's the purpose of the green mesh? Like, is there something you think might accidentally get recorded by a camera? Like, wouldn't you want passers-by to see, oh look, there's some sort of a Christmas fair on here today. Oh, they have stalls. Maybe I'll wander in and see if I can pick myself up a nice bit of sausage or something. Do you know what I mean, for your lunch? So it's almost like they don't want people wandering in off the street into their event. That they just want to entice those that they've already managed to entice through the internet to sign up for it through Eventbrite. Yeah, which I suppose, yeah, you passed the first hurdle, I guess. If you found out about this event on Eventbrite and came in off your own back, you're probably that bit more susceptible then to them selling their falsehoods on you and giving you the free book, Way to Happiness or whatever. Hey Fuzzy, how are you? We're outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology, and they have put the green mesh net in his back because they fear this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of this. They're afraid of me and my lovely cult miss hat. That's what they're afraid of. Go figure, lads. Or maybe they're afraid of Roger. Maybe they're afraid of Roger, who's Zener's cousin, who crash landed his spaceship in IKEA on his way to tell us good people of Earth that Zener was framed by a guy called Lafayette Ronald Hubbard. So maybe that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of Roger telling the truth about his cousin Zener being framed. Because you know what, that story makes a lot more sense than anything Lafayette wrote about in his sci-fi books that he tried to flog off as Dianetics. We just have a little memorial here for Lisa. Just let someone pass by there. Just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally walk into someone there. So I just need to be mindful of passerby. I think so, Sophie. They are afraid of lovely Roger. Yeah, I planned on coming out and doing this on Friday, taking the day off work and everything. But I'd laid low with a bad migraine. I said I'll come out today anyway. Because you know what? Lisa's story does matter every day of the week. Lisa is a prime example of why Scientology is a dangerous and harmful cult. 17 days under their care, she died, and not one of the fuckers thought something doesn't look wrong with this picture. That lady is losing, what was it, 40 pounds in those 17 days, and it's not like she had much weight to lose to begin with. How none of them thought, oh shit, we're killing this poor lady. I better ring 999 for emergency ambulance right now. So I certainly will be bringing this poster out more. I'm just wondering, the only change I might make is I might make the writing bigger and have it over a couple of posters. Like we can see it when we zoom in. Oh, why can't I zoom out again? These bloody jobby fingers. Like I can see it without my reading glasses when I'm here on the roadside beside her. So maybe it's good enough as it is. How's it going?
I was talking to you a few weeks ago.
Oh, you were indeed, yeah.
What's the name of that book you were saying about?
Oh yeah, this one, Jamie Mustard, Child X. That's the one there.
Child X. Where is that on?
You'll find it on Amazon.
Is it not in the selling any bookshops?
Not here, it is in America, but not over here in Ireland because it's recently released. And then you know yourself, to try and get into major bookstores, you have to get on bestsellers lists and be recommended by someone like Oprah, that kind of thing.
Oprah?
Well, or whoever takes over, you know, that kind of thing. It's very much.
Yeah. Well, I am kind of struggling to be. I'm writing a novel at
Yeah.
the moment called "The World We Live In and How It Doesn't Make Sense."
Well, Jesus, there's so much, you could write volumes on that, mate.
Yes.
None of it
I'm writing about everything.
increasingly makes less and less sense to me.
Yes. I'm writing about everything from medicine to the slave trade,
Yeah,
religion and cults. I'm
Yeah.
writing about a lot of subjects.
interesting. Very good.
I mean, especially when it comes to, let's say, the Roman Catholics, right?
Yeah,
These people who call themselves Roman Catholics, but yeah, they'd never be seen in a church. They get their kids baptized, they make their first Holy Communion and confirmation, but yeah, you'd never see them in church.
well, it's sort of, there is the religious aspect as well, but I think there's also a cultural aspect.
Now, the way I look at it is, if you claim to be something that you are, you must practice what you believe in.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, there's different types of, you mightn't believe it all. Like the way I look at it, there's a difference between God and the church. The church was created by man. Bible was written by man, allegedly based on God muttering in his ear.
Yeah.
So I see a distinct difference there. There's a lot that the church says, I say, actually I don't agree with that. I don't agree with confession. You go to confession, your most heinous sins are instantly forgiven. I'm there. Whoa, that doesn't make sense to me. If you're genuinely sorry, repenting for your sins, you should be going out there making amends.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So I do see a difference there. I understand there is good in having a religion that can help people in times of hardship.
Religion is control, as far as I'm concerned.
But then what fills that void then? Is that where you have the likes of these fuckers then? Fills that void.
Everyone knows
Do you know what I mean?
they're about. I mean, like, people are...
You think so, but yet, why is the car park full in there today? Why is there so many?
Because they're using their building, that's it. It's not like these people are actually...
No, but this is where we've kind of accepted them somewhat. Like if this was a known drug den, that you had drug dealers living here and they had 100 kilos of coke stashed in the back shed, you wouldn't be attending any events here. You wouldn't say, oh, fair enough, you're not dealing drugs between 9 to 5, we'll send our kids here. Do you know what I mean? And then when you look at, you have the big picture of Lafayette Ronald Hubbard in there, you have the widescreen TVs pumping out their Scientology TV, you have all the literature up there. A certain amount of that is going to be, do you know what I mean?
The people in there are only there for the events, like, they're not there for actual Scientology. I mean, they're lucky if, like, you know, they're so desperate, they do have to come down to the shops and start questioning people, trying to get recruits and that. I mean, if you're investigating Scientology, you know that they cannot earn unless they bloody recruit someone.
There's no way these guys here are making money. They can't be. They must be making a loss every year. You think the size of that building to run it, and then with running all these events where you know they're running these events at a loss. Now the way they look at it is, because you go in there, attend the event, you sign up, you're going to register. You're going to give them maybe an email, maybe you're fool enough to give them your mobile or address. You're on their mailing list. They're going to be sending you all sorts of mails for life. And where they say, oh yeah, come in, we'll have a special introductory free course on confidence or public speaking or some sort of thing. You know, they get people in that way, so the chances are that someone in there today will say, oh, well, you know what, I'll try one of the free courses. So they all seem nice in there.
But the thing is, right?
You can go in sometimes with your eyes wide open, but you're still susceptible to the love bombing where you kind of think, actually, no, I think maybe the cult in America has it wrong, but these guys here in Ireland are nice and friendly. They only want to help people.
And you know something, right? When it comes to cults like Scientology, right? You have to realise that it's only vulnerable people that will turn to cults as a last resort.
Yeah, and that is yeah, when you're vulnerable, and that is where I think this is something I firmly believe. We have a duty of care to look out for each other, and that is why I'm here, because I know people, very intelligent people, do get sucked in by cults. They're caught in a vulnerable moment. Like for instance, I was thinking there last weekend, a friend of mine passed, Janelle, And I was just thinking, I was just so low on Sunday that I just thought, holy fuck, I'd be highly vulnerable to someone being scammed, or someone with a spiritual awakening saying, oh, we can help make your pain go away. And I just realised, yeah, I can see how people, when they're caught at a bad moment in their lives, how they are so susceptible to the love bombing and to all the spiritual awareness that these guys will try and say. Because if someone wants to tell you, oh yeah, do all these courses, you'll have full control over mind and matter, you never feel grief over someone passing again. You'd probably say, oh yeah, sign me up right now. I think it's a con. I think it's a con, but maybe it's worth it because it's so fucking shit when someone does pass.
You'll never feel grief. I mean, like,
oh yeah, if you turn into a robot, but I can see the way if you present it right to someone at a most vulnerable time, the moment, where they can think, yeah, this sounds fishy, but I'm game.
But you have to. I mean, if a loved one or somebody close to you passes on, of course, it's a natural process to actually to grieve, to cry or to be angry or whatever. Like.
But in the moment, it's hard to see the wood for the trees. When you're caught in the depths of despair like that you can see how someone would be vulnerable. Because imagine if you lost your child, what that grief would be like. There is no getting over that. It's something you slowly learn to live with. So I can very easily see how, at the wrong moment, cults like Scientology are able to prey on people and suck them in.
I read her story there, Lisa Mcpherson. Oh my God, she was
absolutely horrific. 17 days in the fucker's care. Not one person, like when you think of 20 plus people would have to have seen her in that time. And not one person thought, oh shit, we're killing this poor lady. Like, she lost 40 pounds in 17 days. She wasn't exactly had the weight to fucking lose to start with, do you know what I mean? So how nobody thought, oh, I better sneak out now and ring 999 urgency now, this poor lady is dying.
Yeah.
But that just shows the cohesive mind control that they're on, where you're so afraid of the punishment that overrides the inbuilt need. Like, we all want to do the right thing. So for that cohesive control that does exist in cults like Scientology, you're so afraid of the punishment that overrides your need to do the right thing. Do you know what I mean? And then the way the cult was able to buy off the
lawyers,
and the medical examiner to change a report, like, for fuck's sake. And then with them settling out of court, you know, you don't settle out of court if you're innocent.
Exactly.
Which they know they're guilty.
I mean, I always, when it comes to the case, when it comes to Michael Jackson, his first child abuse case, he settled out of court. Why settle out of court if you're innocent? If you're innocent, you fight it all the way.
You would have thought so. There is something, I don't know what the truth there is, but there is a lot on their hand there. Because even if you think about it, all the parents not only brought their kids there, they were content because they got first class tickets. Yeah. They're wine and dines, parties, champagne, fancy gifts and whatnot.
They got a taste of the good life.
So they know full well they were selling their kids. They knew full well it's not all poker and above board. How could it possibly be?
Yeah, but you think like...
if it was poker and above board, you'd bring your kids to the day, they'd have a look at the zoo, the amusement rides and that kind of thing, and then you bring them fucking home again. You don't have them living in a billionaire's mansion.
And sleeping in the...
Whether in his bed or beside him or near him. Yeah, make damn sure you're sleeping in the same room as your fucking child. So...
a lot of people argue that Michael Jackson was this way, that he wasn't actually an abuser of children, that he saw it in a way because he was childlike himself. He never had a childhood.
Okay, that's fair enough. You could say maybe Michael Jackson himself didn't know because he was stuck in a childlike frame of mind. But
his whole life.
He would have been surrounded by handlers, bodyguards, maids, all the rest of it. So there's a lot of people who would have seen this isn't right and had a word to say, look, this isn't what people.
You have to remember, Michael Jackson was born up, was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, that's true, he was. You're right there, which is another massive fucking cult.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Probably, of all the, would they be next in line to Scientology for worst cult ever? or that be the Harry Christeners. It's hard to
The Harry
decide.
Christeners? Ah, no, they're harmless. Come on.
No, Google it, man. The Harry Christeners are, there's a lot of child abuse, and they're saying the Harry Christeners. Absolutely shocking.
They're not that bad now.
No,
Come
no,
on.
no,
To
seriously.
me, do you know
Seriously,
what the
look
Harry
into it.
You know what the Harry Christians are to me? They're nothing but a they're nothing but a bunch of bald-headed hippies that don't take illegal
That's
substances.
that's the presentation they give themselves to the world, that they're just happy, clappy, dancing and singing. But now Google it. There's a horrific amount
I
of child
know, I've
abuse.
read it. Like I actually have this book called
Yeah.
The Secret World of Cults,
Yeah.
and it mentions like Scientology. It mentions the Church of Satan. Although people always it mentions many cults, but when it comes to the Church of Satan, I have to defend them, right? Because they're not what people think they are. They're not these cults that go around sacrificing, animals or killing human beings. Have you ever read the Satanic Bible?
I haven't, no.
I have, right? See, Antoine LaVey, the guy who invented the Church of Satan and who wrote the Satanic Bible.
Yeah.
That guy makes a lot of sense in his work. Do you know why?
Why?
Well, as he says, like, he tries to explain his religion, like, we are not killers of children like that.
Yeah.
The way we look at it, he says, we are our own God. You get one life, you live it now.
Yeah.
Now, when he comes to explaining the 7 deadly sins, right?
Yeah.
Right? He makes a lot of sense. I mean, like, when it comes to, for example, one of the 7 deadly sins is pride, right?
Yeah. And that is the one of the 7 deadly sins. I think pride is a good thing.
Exactly.
You should have pride.
He said.
If you don't have pride in your appearance, you never wash.
Exactly.
You're dressed in rags. Now I understand pride, but more, not pride, but more vanity. You can see vanity is wrong then, if you're decking yourself out in gold chains and whatnot, while your brothers beside you are starving to death.
Yeah.
You can understand how vanity is wrong, but pride, surely you should be proud of your work to do a good job.
The church made fornication, right?
Yeah.
The original sin. Well, fornication is the result of our existence, so how can it be a sin?
That is true. It's a cycle of life, yeah.
Exactly.
And that is the one thing. Cults will always, they're either the way I look at it, they're either oversexed or they're undersexed. Like these guys will say, oh yeah, touching someone, having a kiss is wrong. You need to be married. Like they'll get married after a couple of months of courting, and then the divorce rates are fucking astronomical in there.
Whatever happened with the children with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman? Did she ever get control that they cannot be Scientologists?
No, they're Scientologists.
Are they?
Hardcore Scientologists, yeah.
And what about
the son never. I don't know if the daughter is back on talking terms with her. The son definitely isn't. The only reason I think the daughter might be, or might just be a market employee, because she has a clothes or crafts or some sort of arty shop that she sells stuff online, where she calls herself Bella Kidman Cruz or Bella Cruz Kidman. So she has she has a Kidman name there in her line. So I don't know if that's just pure financial gain or have they really reconciled. Because I kind of respect Nicole for not saying anything about it, because she won't be hopeful of reconciling with the kids. But at the same time, I do wish celebrities, when they do know what Scientology is about, to be open and talk about it.
Yes, people do know
what
Scientology is about.
But yet,
everyone knows that it's
not everybody, but yet people are still getting themselves caught up in Scientology. There are still people who are blissfully unaware. I was in over visiting a friend of mine in Edinburgh there a few weeks ago. We were at the Christmas markets, and then we went to the Edinburgh Organ of Culture Scientology. And out comes this chap, young lad in his early 20s. He was after doing a course, and he knew, oh yes, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. But he's blissfully unaware that Scientology is a cult. So we were able to fill him in. So there are people that they just don't, I don't know why it is that people just don't know.
And when you fill them in, like
I mean, he was shocked and horrified, and I
shocked?
showed him Jamie's book. He was absolutely horrified. He said he had no idea.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what about the Scientologists now who have all his details? They're going to
Well,
because
thankfully, he only gave them his his email address.
his email address.
His email address, so he's just going to block all communications from them.
Right.
So thankfully, at least he's savvy enough to know, to be aware of scammers in today's world, that you be very cautious who you give your address to. So it does seem to be some people just don't know, and that is why I come out here, just to help spread awareness.
Why don't you? I mean, are you actually a member of what you call it, Anonymous?
I've heard of Anonymous, alright. I wasn't back in the day when Anonymous was out. It's only in the last few years I found out how bad Scientology is, because I always thought, oh, they're just like some American cult to offload the wealthy guys of the money. And then I started hearing stories. There's a story I heard of a guy from Mexico trying to say, to do all these courses. He had to borrow money. His wife left him. He had to sell his house to pay for the courses.
Yeah.
He was beg, borrowing and stealing money left, right and centre. My initial reaction was hearing that was, this is so far-fetched. That's all a load of bullshit. There's no way that's true. Someone who doesn't have the money doing all that for a cult. So I looked into it more, and that's how I started coming across a lot of survivor stories of ex-members.
Yeah.
And I kind of realised, oh fuck, this is just so much more. It's absolutely littered, top down, bottom up, everywhere. It's absolutely full of the most horrific abuses. The money scam is just one layer of a billionaire onion.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrific, man.
I mean,
and that was only the last few years I found out. I'm 51.
Yeah.
And people I've spoken to that are, oh, isn't that just that American cult? Oh, that's just for the celebrities and the daft wealthy lads. And then once I explained to them, then they're, holy shit, didn't know about that. I'll have to look into it more. So people are blissfully unaware. And it's where, it's even more than Scientology. I think we need to be cult aware in general.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new age cults under the guise of meditation, yoga. Now there's a lot of authentic ones as well, but a lot of them there's a lot of cult ones of them that have operate to alleviate you of your money.
Well, I mean, I'm the type of person that would engage regularly in spiritual exercises like Tai Chi and Qigong and things like that, and I find it very beneficial, not just to my physical but also my mental health.
Oh no, the practices are good.
Yeah.
But you'll find that
of course,
people will say, oh yeah, I'm a practitioner, and they'll open up their own little wellness clinic, or whatever you want to call it. So there are guys who use that, this is how we can make a few bob.
Yeah.
And once they understand how to operate a cult, and how the cohesive nature of it works.
Have you heard of that spiritual practice called Falun Dafa? It's kind of like a new version of Tai Chi.
I haven't heard of it.
And apparently practitioners in communist China, they're being rounded up and they're being murdered, and their organs and everything are taken from them.
Jesus.
And there's always practitioners of this, they'd be in the city, looking for people's signature, and they're volunteer, looking for people's signatures, and I always sign the signature.
Jesus.
That's a spiritual exercise, And you have these communist Chinese leader, whatever his name is, bloody grounding up the practitioners, selling their organs and that.
Fuck.
Killing them and selling their organs.
Oh yeah, because you're not just selling your organs, the rest of you don't go to them. So yeah, it's safer to bury you 10 feet under than to have a witness.
It's called Falun Gong or Falun Dafa.
I'll have to have a look into it.
Look into it.
There's one I seen recently that I seen on Stephen Hassan's YouTube channel. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of it, but it has its origins, I think, out of South Korea. There is an American lady, her son got involved. It's one of these yoga meditation type of things that they founded themselves on. But he got sucked into it. He got her sucked into it then because she got diagnosed with cancer. And only first, she happened to chance upon Stephen Hassan's book on cults and mind control. She read it and she realised, holy fuck, this is a cult I've got myself involved in.
Yeah, get out.
So it's just, I just think we just need, in general, we need to be more cult aware. And then if you think of even more on more simplistic terms, an abusive relationship, that has the same hallmarks of a cult.
Yeah.
So I just think in general we're just not
aware.
we're just not aware.
Yeah.
Which is hard, in this day and age you think we would be.
Anyway, listen, I better.
Andy, yeah.
Good to talk to you.
Andy, good talking to you.
Keep up the work.
Andy,
Anyway. What you're doing is right. Oh, Narcanon. They haven't went into business, have they?
No, not here. They haven't.
I know.
I doubt they ever will. But they have renovated the place, and they won the last High Court battle. So in theory, they could open it whenever they want.
They don't know nothing about drug rehabilitation and like that.
No, it's just a way of getting you sucked into Scientology.
Yeah.
And they'll make you go cold turkey. But even worse than going cold turkey, you're going to be 5-6 hours of your day in a sauna with not enough fucking water, having hundreds or even thousands of times the legal limit of niacin and other vitamins like.
Oh, I know all about it. I've read it all up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, nice talking to you. You just put back on the music there. Oh yeah, thanks, how are you? Oh hi, I feel you, how are you, mate? Must be middle of the night for you. I will just start from the top again, we'll play some more Lisa music. So I do like to spend the time to talk to anyone that is interested in talking and finding out why it is I'm out here protesting. Let me just oh, Jamie's book there again. Right, now there we go. Hey Lara, how are you? Just there outside the Dublin org of the cult or Scientology. They have some sort of a Christmas market event there for the Eastern Europeans primarily, and they have the green meshes back. That is how much they fear. They fear me. This person standing here may be seeing what they're up to. Aye, come on. A green mesh doesn't stop me doing what I do. My messaging isn't for the cult of Scientology. It is for normal members of the public to spread awareness about the many abuses of Scientology. So by all means, lads, put up your horrific green mesh. You're not going to stop Irish coming out here. It is absolutely beautiful music that Jojo Bananas did for Lisa. I think my candles have gone out again. I might see, can I light? Okay, the poster at the end there is falling down. Let me just pick it up. I'm going to move it down this way. There's always that poster that's falling. Let me move that one down here. I do have rather a lot of posters out, but you just, oh, the wind is a bit. Wind is a bit blowy there, but my posters are holding up, which is good. A little bit of a breeze. I actually thought there was going to be worse of a breeze today, so we're doing quite good. We're doing good there. Let me just catch up and chat. There is a lot of yoga cults out there, antics. Let me see, can we ridge this one in somehow? It's actually a good test that my posters are quite solid. They're able to take a bit of a battering. Let me see if that will hold that way. Athena says yoga is not a cult, but Netflix is. It controls me. Yeah, I suppose you could. But is Netflix a harmful abusive cult though? Or is it a nice cult? Yep, so for you we need to teach cohesive tactics and how to think critically through them to children. Exactly, we should. Oh, fantastic, thanks Joe. Joe sharing the name of the cult there. I'll definitely check that one out later. So I don't think I've heard of that one. Yeah, well, I suppose we all have an accent. Well, we don't have an accent when we're surrounded by in our local areas, but we would have on the wider scale. Yeah. Just keeping a bit of an eye on me posters there. Windows can be a bit blowy here. They also use them for their vulnerabilities and weaponize them. Falcon gun is a cult for sure. Oh, you've heard of that one, Antics? Definitely going to have a look into it. Antics says, my Irish is shite. Did you see me doing Papa Smurf? Lol. Your Irish is actually very good, Antics, when you've been drinking the Jameson. You've gotten some of the Irish curse words down to a T, that's for sure. Oh, fantastic, thanks Jojo. So you can buy Jamie's book on Weatherstones. Oh, that's good to know. I'll let people know that the next time as well. Actually, that's something I want to do. Now that I think of it, I want to go into my local libraries around me and see if they have Jamie's book in, and if they don't, I'll maybe ask them if they get in. I could even donate them copies. Yeah, that's what I can do. We do want to get into the libraries as well. Hey Manning, yeah, I sort of did went a bit mad with the signs, but I kind of thought, you know what? You never know what sign might catch somebody's eye. And I thought, fuck it. I laid them out anyway. I'm sure we'll see. Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Miriam. 24 Fairhouse Road. Killiney, Dublin 24. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, I'd say that very loosely, Alphelia. They put Scientology have put community centre in its name, but I wouldn't call them it. They're not what I call a community centre. That's for sure. Community centre, exactly. It's a community centre for culting. There's Miriam is bullying me again. Is Irish 20 minutes behind with chat? She's always picking on me. Yep. Oh, that'll be a cool Christmas panel. It's a pity I'm going to be away visiting my mum, but I'll try and catch what I can of it live, and if not, I'll catch you on the replay. That is true, Miriam. See, Miriam knows Irish. That to take the piss out of someone here is a show of affection. Getting sausages. Whoa. I would love a German sausage tonight. Where would I get one though? Holy smokes, it's 4:10 already. Wow, time has gone quickly out here. I wonder, my candles, I'm going to see if I can light them candles again. They've gone out. Roger will keep an eye on you. Let me see, where's my matches? People rushing home for bed. Let me see. It's gone out already. I know it's windy, but I don't think these wicks are the best. Oh no, that one's gone out already. Fuck it. We are fighting a losing battle here, lads. Let's just try this one once more. We'll see if they last a bit longer. Now we have our candles lit again. Well, to be fair, it is a bit windy here, but at the same time, they did say these candles are suitable for outdoor use, outdoor all-weather use on a grave. And like wind would be typical here in Ireland, but anyway, they're lit there again for another while. They do little getting some lovely sausages here when they have German week, alright. Thanks very much, Ophelia, for sharing Jojo's link. Thanks very much, Manning. It's the one thing I keep forgetting is to ask people to like and subscribe. Miriam does always be giving out to me about not doing it. Or says I can even show you a food truck around here that has currywurst up to 4 million. 4 million Scottsville! Holy feck. That will keep you warm, alright. Hey Rika, how are you? We're here outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology. And they put their lovely green netting up because the cult of Scientology in Dublin fears this image. They fear just one person, so I guess there's nobody here in Dublin with OT powers. They do have some sort of some type of Christmas fairy event on down there where they do have about 10 to 20 food stalls, mostly Polish and Romanian of nature. So they're definitely targeting they're aggressively targeting the immigrants in Ireland where English isn't the first language. Oh yeah, it's a knitted one, knitted cult miss hat. Let's see if I can get me sausage fingers to work. Having a nice little pom-pom there, and a rather big pom-pom. And then with the wording on it there is cult. So that's glow in the dark wool, and then the white throughout the hat itself is glow in the dark. Not that I plan on being out in the dark, but I don't think I'll be using glow in the dark wool again anytime soon. It's a bugger to use, lads. It's very tough and stiff, not much flexibility in it. How's Roger doing there? Then Roger there in his lovely jumper vest. Candles are staying light for now. Now we're doing for time 4:15. I have to say the skies here are absolutely lovely. I do love looking at the clouds. Yeah, I should he's a tricky size though, Dana, that's the thing. Like he sort of has a whatchamacallit shape. Roger isn't exactly built like a normal boy. Whoops. Whoops. You know, I'm rather impressed. My posters haven't been blown around very much at all today. So I'm rather impressed with that. Oh, good night, Ophelia. He's a strange shape head. Now I could do him a hat if I left space for his antlers. But he does have big eyes. He doesn't have much of a forehead on him. But if I did a space for his antlers, to have his antlers poking through his hat, that would help keep it on his head. Yeah, I could. Although Roger does want a pair of trousers though. Sure, we'll see. Right, let me just pick up my posters here again. Oops. There's a little piece of one of my posters. Put that in my bag. I do like to make sure I'm not accidentally leaving any bits of litter about behind me. I'm gonna have to blow my nose again. Just go to mute you guys while I blow my nose. That's me. Okay, sorry about that, I just had to quickly blow my nose. Oh, my hat. Oh, sorry, antics. There we go. Some bags under my eyes. Don't know why I have bags under my eyes because the amount of sleeping I've done these past couple of days. Alright, getting the pre-saved beeps of the horn. No, would accept the answer any day. Yeah, I do have a problem though where I very often mean to say no to my boss in work and I find myself accidentally saying, yes boss, no problem boss. I'll put my hat on Roger. Put my hat on Roger, but then I'll be naked. I wonder could I put my hat on Roger? Let me see. Let's see, can we put me, let me see. That might be too big for Roger. Maybe it might, There we are, Roger. Oh, there we go. He does actually look cute enough. Maybe I do need to make Roger one like mine. He is adorable. Oops. There we are now, my posters are back up. Oh, fantastic antics. I wonder. Maybe I could make Roger a hat and leave his antlers covered. Like his antlers don't really need to be poking through the hat. Yeah. Because if I got to hem the right size, that should stay on his head. Yeah, I'll have to make Roger his own little hat. Oh, you're good, Kia, no worries about that. I very often have that problem myself where my sausage fingers either mutes the sound or mutes the stream when I'm watching it. I wonder the many people buying stuff with the stalls. Right, the inside at the events. Like bunny ears. Oh, I could. That's an idea. I could build him in little pockets as such in the hat for his antlers. Yes. It'd just be a little bit more tricky, but I could do that. I think that would be nice. Hey Brian, how are you? We're outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology. And to stop the likes of us seeing what they're up to, the green mesh netting is back. This is how much they fear me. They fear this face maybe seeing what they're up to. Doesn't bother me one bit, the green mesh being there. Because really the main point of me coming out here is to put me signs on display to spread awarenesses of the abuses of Scientology. So by all means, cult, hide what you guys are doing. There's a couple of Christmas trees under. Is that 2 or 3 Christmas trees? There were a few Christmas lights on it. Not much sign of them being properly decorated though. They certainly, I tell you one thing, the cult certainly hasn't gone all out for Christmas. They have a few token stickers on the windows. A few rather bare looking Christmas trees up decked out with a few Christmas lights. But apart from that, I don't see much. Is that mistletoe? Nah, that can't be mistletoe they have up in there. Might be mistletoe. They certainly didn't go all out anyway, that's for sure. We're not missing much. I wonder, can you guys see anything now that's gotten a little bit dark? Might be the, what do they call this stuff, tinsel maybe? Can't be mistletoe. Although it does look like the green mistletoe stuff. I think it is. These fucking Aegis don't know what mistletoe is for. I would have thought so, Rika, yeah. There'd be none of Mammy sitting Santy underneath the mistletoe anyway, and there. So who knows, maybe there would be. Yeah, of course there's the Scientology TV playing on in there. Like that is one massive electricity bill they have in there. The amount of lights it's taken to brighten up that building. Hi Buttercup, how are you? We're outside the Dublin org of the Culture Scientology, where we're helping to spread awarenesses of the many abuses of Scientology. I just have a selection of my signs out here for passers-by, which it does please me when I see people slowing down to have a read of my signs and cars slowing down. And then we have one here that was dedicated to Lisa with 2 memorial candles there. For now they remain lit. We do have a little bit of a breeze, but it's not too bad. Like the weather forecast told me to expect winds up to 50 kilometres an hour, but we certainly haven't seen that out here. So I think weather-wise we've been very lucky. Mind you, my way out here, it was absolutely pissing down, the rain was. I had to take cover for a while just down below in the supermarket, in the shopping centre just down below. I think we've been lucky here. All in all, we've been very lucky here with the weather. Particularly for this time of year, the weather can be very much hit and miss. How are we at 4:30? I might consider packing it up soon, because we are starting to lose daylight here. And I do have a bit of a journey to get home. And we're Sunday evening. You could still see read the signage. And to be honest, people don't even really need to be able to read what's written on the signage. Like you'll see the high-vis signage there outside the cult of Scientology. It's pretty obvious that I'm protesting against them. Do you know what I mean? So even that in itself is probably my job done, if you know what I mean. I've anti-switching to a tablet. $50k, so it does sound exciting, Sophia, but we definitely have not been getting $50k. Or maybe getting 10, 20k. Now if it's $50k, geez, all my posters will be flying down the road there, I'd be running after them. Ah, cool, Antics. Fantastic. Antics does the absolute best shorts on all of the YouTubes. And we have Roger here. Oh, that candle has gone out again. Not to worry. The other one is still lit though. Definitely not all. Okay, I guess them candles are built for all weather. And that they're not exactly going to set the place on fire, but like how many times have I lit these fucking candles? Probably 10 times I've had to light it. Actually, it's no harm that candle going out. It'll save me trying to work out to blow it out. Oh yeah, so Mother Nature done me a good thing there. So maybe Mother Nature might blow out the other one for me now as well.
I believe in what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll just pause the music there for a sec. If you are looking for a book to get, I highly recommend checking out Jamie Buss's book, Child X.
Yeah.
He's someone, he grew up in Scientology as a child, and he writes about the most horrific abuses he suffered under the hands of Scientology. He called it a Child X because his story is not unique. Many children in Scientology.
Rose, we have to excuse me, okay? Sorry.
Yeah. I have the same problem with me trying to get these fucking.
Yeah, you're great to do this.
But even without the gloves, I don't know where.
With
these. I come out here as often as I can at the weekend just to spread awareness, because the amount of young people that don't seem to know that this place is a cult, and particularly like events like today, they're specifically targeting the immigrants, the Eastern Europeans that maybe don't have English as their first language, and they go blindly on faith. That them guys call themselves Church of Scientology Community Centre. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. And even at that, there are young people. There's a guy I met in Edinburgh a few weeks ago, coming out of the Edinburgh org. He had done a course in there, and he was going to sign up to do another course. He knew that Tom Cruise was a Scientologist, but he didn't know that Scientology is a cult, or an abuse cult. Yeah. And I don't know how it is that the messaging hasn't gotten out there. Maybe back when Anonymous were doing protesting, and when Leah Remedy came out with the Aftermath series.
That was in there and it came out?
Only in the last few years, not here, but up until a few years ago, I just thought, that's just an American cult. Just to relieve the wealthy Egypts out of the money doing all these great courses. That was always my understanding. And then, over the last few years, I came across so many people talking out on YouTube and telling their stories of growing up in Scientology, joining it on a staff member, joining their inner neighbours to Sea Org. This is stories from all around the world, Australia, States, and it's all their stories are different, but it's the same type of abuse, and that's absolutely horrific.
But they get them in there by getting through the courses, is that it?
Oh, they will. They'll do. Come in for a free personality test. Come in for a free stress test. They'll run free courses then, particularly over Tuesday evening. I don't know if people go into them where they'll say, or improve your self-confidence, repair a broken relationship. You name it, anything and everything under the sun, they have some sort of angle to try and entice people in.
Yeah.
And then because they're very good at the love bombing, and then they're very selective with the people who they have doing the initial introductions to you. Because then, like we're talking now, you have no reason to think I'd be out to do you any harm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then that's a sort of
Yeah.
like they
Where are
prey
you
on
from?
that. Wexford originally.
And you come all the way in.
Oh no, I'm living the other side of Dublin.
You're a great woman. And why did you get involved in this?
Because of all the stories I've heard over the last few years, and just listen to their stories.
Yeah.
It hit, their stories of abuse hit me like nothing else.
Yeah. But Harry. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, tough.
Sorry.
He's a little
I
tough
think-
man,
no,
isn't he?
I think he's a racist. I think he's racist. This is a black person goes mad.
Or maybe it might be smells different or something,
Yeah.
and that's why he's picking up. Because dogs are very
What time
sensitive.
will you be here until?
I'm going to pack up soon now. That it's
How did you
getting
get
dark.
home?
Oh, a couple of buses to get.
Jesus, you're great.
But it's only because the last few years I've heard so many
And
stories
does
of.
anybody come out to
I've
you
heard
out
so
there?
many stories of ex-survivors.
Late, yeah.
Like
And
I'm
does any
50,
of
I'm
them come
51,
out-
but the
out?
level. No, they won't. Like they see me as what they call a suppressive person. That I'm out. They see me as someone out here to do them real harm.
We're out there to make people aware.
Because they're so ingrained and indoctrinated, that unless it's written by their founder L. Ron Hubbard, it's not true. So they sort of feel bad for us here on the outside. We don't know the truth, whereas they're the only source of the truth. But that in itself is would meet one of the criteria of the cult. If all your teachings are written by just one man,
Yeah.
and you're not allowed to look at any, like they'll have limited access to the internet, but they're not allowed to read any story that talks negatively about Scientology. So that's indoctrined, and then they
Maybe
start
now they got that centre. What's your name?
Irish Mark.
Mark is my name. What's your Iris? Is that your name?
Mark.
You're a nice girl, Iris.
Mark is my name. I'll give you my card as my
Down, Harry.
YouTube channel there on the back.
Stop, Harry. You're very bold, isn't he? I'd be interested.
So that's my YouTube channel there.
I'll go on that.
Because I do,
You're a great
I go
woman.
live on YouTube when I'm out here, primarily to prove I'm
Yeah.
always on this side. And in no moment.
Stop! Jesus Christ Almighty!
Jesus!
He won't do that again.
No,
No.
quiet, stop!
No,
Isn't he?
he's defending money. That's all
Oh,
he's
right.
saying.
Oh, he's a
my
tough.
God.
He's a tough guy.
Oh, man, isn't he?
He's a tough guy.
He's a very bold boy.
He's tough.
Like him. Play to you.
Yeah.
You're a great woman.
Well, it's just on the off chance that someone will see my signage and realise, oh, I wonder why this lady is out here.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, they'll think twice about going into Scientology
You're
and maybe
saving
Googling for
souls. You're
themselves.
saving souls.
Well, I think that I kind of reached the age where I think our governments most definitely do not have our backs. And our governments definitely don't have our backs. They allowed this place to open up.
Yeah.
I think we have a duty of care just to look out for one another.
Yeah, you're a lovely girl.
And you know how they managed to open this place? Because before this place opened, there was an evangelist church here before, which they themselves are very culty. Because they don't really, like, you know the way with Roman Catholics. You have a hierarchy all the way up through the local church, through the diocese, all the way up. You can trace it all the way up to Rome, to the Pope. But the evangelists, there seems to be a lot of lone rangers that have opened up their own little sort of church. So that's why I kind of call it culty. I don't know per se that they do abusive practices, but because there was an evangelist church here before, that was an offshoot from a Filipino crowd. This area here was already zoned for religious use, and that's how they're able to open here. Even though we acknowledge them as a cult and they're not a proper religion,
Mad.
there's just so many
They're
fucking
crazy,
grey areas and loopholes. That,
You're a great woman.
yeah,
Have you children yourself?
I don't know, but I have nieces and nephews.
Yeah, but you're minding out, watching out for them.
But I think we have a duty. We have a duty.
I admire you.
I thanks very much.
God bless you.
Thanks very much.
God bless you.
So I do think we have a duty of care just to look out for each other. That's not too bad though. Yeah. Oh, thanks very much. Indeed. Yellow bellies, yeah. Yellow bellies, yeah. So I think we might pack it up here, lads, because it is starting to get a little bit dark. Dick says Roger needs to visit Santa this time. Huh? Why? Hey Jennifer, how are you? Apologies if I missed anyone coming in there. Doo, doo, doo. Oh no, not really, Helga. It's sort of that would be a normal Irish thing to do, to ask someone their name. I do have so Martha's the name I use, which is what I have on my YouTube channel. So I am careful not to dox myself. Jennifer says I tried to find a friend for Roger IKEA yesterday. Yeah, Jennifer found Roger's spaceship in IKEA, and he also found Roger's pet. Roger has a pet cat he was travelling with him to Earth. Roger crash landed in IKEA in Dublin, and his spaceship somehow managed to spin around and landed in IKEA in Canada, along with his pet cat Tiger. Oh, thanks very much, Tiger, sharing a Victim Has Voices website. Let me just put you guys down while I quickly pack up. It's getting rather a bit on the dark side here. Oh, jeez, I'm grunting a bit. My body does get very stiff, particularly with just standing still, and then with the cold as well. It does seem to make me that bit stiffer. Very quickly put me posters. Come on, Mother Nature, blow out my second candle for me, please. Now I wanted. Oh, cool! It has blown out me candles. Fantastic. There'll be no fear of me accidentally setting myself on light. Absolutely fantastic. Oops, lost my bag. Oops. Oh, these sausage fingers are mine. Oh my god. Sorry about that, lads. Oh my goodness. Apologies for that. I got me bag. Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah. I'm with me gimbal. Why is it doing that on me? Oh my goodness. I do not understand the dark. It's like YouTube, I don't understand the dark arts or the gimbal. Oh my goodness. This is how not to use a gimbal, lads. I'm giving a masterclass here on what not to do. Don't do what Irish does, because Irish hasn't a fucking clue how to use these yokes. Even though I have watched a bunch of YouTube videos on it though. I think. I will admit though, it has gotten to the point where this old dog is fed up learning new tricks. Do you know what I mean? Roger's ones as well. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I can feel the temperature dropping here, alright. Floors around between 4 and 5, the temperature does seem to drop another bit again. Okay. Roger. All the candles. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Ah, there's the other. That's the other candle blowing away on me. I was thinking I hadn't picked it up. Here we are. So I've left nothing behind us there. And nothing behind in front either. So cool, we have everything. And we've done 0 littering. Even better. There's nobody behind us. And no one in front. I think it's till 7 o'clock this event is going on for. There is quite a few people just hanging about in the foyer area. They do seem to do mostly just hanging about inside in this cult. There's quite a lot of lights they have out and about here. That is definitely one. You know, it is well lit up in there, I'll say that for them. Well, that is one expensive electric bill. That's for sure. Time we're at 4:45. And it's dark here already, lads. I suppose that's right, we're into December. Not sure there's much to be, not really much to be seen. Don't see much activity in and around the stalls anyway. I wouldn't be terribly sure them stalls have done much business inside there today, lads, anyway. I'm not seeing much there's fuck all movement from what I can see in and around the market stalls. So that is good in itself, I guess. I wonder if they do this every year. It's good though that they don't do the horrific winter wonderland here anyway. They did the first year the cult was opened. They did do their own version of the winter wonderland. One of the local lads was telling me there a few weeks ago. But it just seems to be in the first year or two that they did it, which is good. They don't do it anymore. Yeah, that's a good point. Is it dark enough to see me hat glowing in the dark? feet away from the fucking street lights. Yeah, I suppose you can see. I think it is glowing a bit there, isn't it? Or is that my imagination? Jennifer says it's -2. Just. Hey Steve, how are you? We've just been outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology. Oh cool, you can see it glowing, that's good. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of the nuisance street lights, which is a good thing because it does have the pathway nicely brightened for me. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind a few of them being defective, if you know what I mean. But that's good, you got to see it glowing a little bit. I'm just readjusting my hat a little bit. A little bit of my right ear was getting cold. The car park is pretty empty. I suppose it would be where Sunday evening. Certainly has gotten a little bit colder now, alright. Every time I pass by this speaker colony, I always think, well, I've been there for a point, and then I think, do you know what, I'd prefer to be much further away from the coast. The park looks empty, which I guess it would. Yeah, there's nobody behind me there, that's good to see. I do like just to make sure there's no chance of anyone following me. Just to be a bit cautious, be on the safe side. Seeing as I am out and about here by myself. Oh, this is going to be a nice one. Christmas craft fair, Warehouse Village Market, Speaker Colony Car Park. Just across the way there in the pub. Saturday the 6th and Saturday the 13th. Bugger, that was yesterday. Between 10 and 3. I'm away tomorrow. I'm away next weekend. See, that'll be a proper Christmas fair. Craft fair, that would be good to go to. But it does go to show though, the cult are attracting the Eastern Europeans mainly. I have to think about that as there's some way of reaching them. Now I understand why they would, why wouldn't you get your craft fairs in there, someone is offering you the premises for your charge, I guess, but I do think the analogy I used with that gentleman earlier is a good one. Like if that was a drug house and that normally they sell drugs out of there, you wouldn't be happy with your kids going in there because the drug house says, oh, don't worry about that, from the hours of 9 to 5 we're not going to be selling our cocaine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's a fair comparison to make. The cult doesn't decide, oh no, we won't do any of our cult activities today. I think we'll end the live here. Oh yeah, you can see it glowing in the dark there a little bit. Just Christmas music will be a must. Oh exactly, Joe's Christmas music is indeed a must. So I just want to thank you all for joining me today and escorting me safely away from the cult of Scientology. And We'll leave it there. Oh, there'll be no me next weekend. I'll be away in the UK visiting my mum. But I'm going to try and come out again the following weekend after that, provided the weather holds up. So thank you all very much. Here's the end button.